Right, hello campers. I've got you off to the side slightly today. I forgot that the meteor has the screen on it. I must just do it forward. So what are we doing today? Well, I thought, because we've not done anything like this for a little while, and it's always quite entertaining, we're going off on a little trip. We're going off to a place called Abbey de bouchard, and or bouchard. I'll put a picture up anyway. So the weather's staying okay. It's a little bit overcast, but it's not cold. In fact, I think by the end of the week it's going to be down to sort of 26 degrees. But I'll be on my way home by then, which is a bit annoying, but never mind. So come and join me on a little trip on the meteor, and let's go and do a little bit of sightseeing. Come on. I thought while we're trundling our way to this nice abbey, just be interesting just to have a chat about what's going on at the moment, because and how things are going to affect me, because we've got this rather shocking cost of fuel, which, you know, with motorbikes, you know, I'm quite lucky, you know, I can afford to put petrol in the bikes, but you know, the risk I have at the moment is sort of the scare tactics that you get, you know, the media sort of saying we're running low on fuel and all the rest of it. It's going to be rationed. Of course, what that does just panics everybody, doesn't it? We're not really short of fuel, I don't believe. And I think you'll find that because the fuel is so expensive, less people are buying it. I think they've been more restrictive, which tends to happen anyway, doesn't it? Because what happens is, well, from my perspective, I have this issue where I am 400 miles from home and a good 2 or 3 fill-ups I can get. If I got to, say, somewhere like Le Mans, and then I couldn't get any fuel at Le Mans, I'm a bit stuck, aren't I? You know, what do? You stay in a hotel until fuel starts to become more available. It's bizarre, isn't it, really? But you know, I can't see this nightmare ending anytime soon. But yeah, it gets a bit tricky, doesn't it, really? And I think we're getting to that point now where people will start just filling up the car, you know, even if they can afford it or not. And I think if you suddenly realise how difficult things become when just one commodity, you know, our lives are ruled by fuel, aren't they? That one commodity, once it disappears, how it affects so much more. And I can imagine that you know, governments, particularly the UK government, not that I ever like getting political, probably thinking, oh, this is going to have an inadvertent effect, and it's going to make more people want to get electric cars. Maybe it's a big plan, I don't know. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But yeah, will the value of motorbikes go shooting up because everybody think, well, that's the only thing we can afford to get about on? I don't know. I really don't know. Be a nice inadvertent result of that, wouldn't it? Be with motorbikes. We'll all be wanting to do 100 miles to the gallon, won't we, really? I don't know. But, well, another one of those robotic lawnmowers, they're incredibly popular in France, you know. Amazingly popular. It's a shame they live such a sad life. And that's what we're heading for, over there. Yeah, different. It's not too far actually from my place. I think it's about it's only about 20 minutes. Cool. Let's go have a looky. Nice little hamlet here. I just love these little hamlets, and you know, these are the places you see on, you know, what is it, A Place in the Sun, which are, you know, Thrupp and Halfpenny. It's beautiful buildings, such beautiful buildings. Le Hangart. Nice. Woo. Cool. pretty amazing. Oh, we like a little dirt car park. Lovely. Karen would love this. Amazing. Yay. Look at that. And it's all mine. Come on, let's go and have a look. So here we are at the magnificent Abbey de Bouchard. And it's just another one of those amazing places you just find in France that, you know, everybody in France has been to already. Because there's no one here. I think we are in the sort of Easter holiday a little bit. But this is very close to home. So this is sort of like a 20-minute ride, something like that. But it's absolutely stunning. And you should be seeing some of the sights as I talk to you, because you don't want to see my ugly mug. But yeah, so this is about 900 years old, and as you can see, it's been let to go a little bit. But I think this was I always like there's loads of little little things, you know, with all the information on as you walk around, and there was a lot of banditry going on in this place. And I think sort of during the 100 Years' War, and it was pretty much destroyed. I think the last time it was destroyed was in the 15th century, but it's a cistern abbey, so lots of monks here, and I think there was one monk left here in the 1700s. But the last order of monks, I think, was, and the head of that order was Dom Perignon. I'm probably getting all this completely wrong, you know what I'm like. But that's a name to conjure with, isn't it? Maybe he was the last one on his own, and the reason he was on his own because he was quite drunk. I don't know. Or he kept all the champagne for himself. But it's very similar to the place I went to, the other abandoned chateau. When you walk through and you look at the architecture and the way that they've built, you know, even just I suppose, you know, call them windows, you know, they didn't have glass in them days. I don't think they had glass in them days, did they really? Because, you know, about 900 years old. But you look at the windows and the sort of slits and you look how beautifully they're formed. It's absolutely amazing. You know, it's that thing again of you didn't have to make it that beautiful. You know, it's a bit like I was talking, you remember I was talking about the Italian motorbikes? And it's that thing, you don't have to make it that beautiful, you just need to make it function. But, you know, someone's taken time and pride and sort of said, no, this is how I want it, I'm going to make it that beautiful. When you look at how nature, you know, nature creates art, doesn't it? When you look around the buildings, you look at the flowers and the way that the flowers have gone into the brickwork, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And it's amazing to understand why we find that so pleasing, isn't it? And I'm absolutely amazed. I think buildings like this are extraordinary, and they should be left to decay like this. I think sometimes, you know, you just breathe enough life into it to keep it there so that it exists. But it's returning back to nature, and it turns it into something even more beautiful, doesn't it? You know, even after it's been ravaged by war and banditry. I love that word, bandits. You know, it always gives you that funny impression of people around here sort of hitting it with stones and rocks and bricks. But you know, nature makes something that we created originally, which was so beautiful. It's made it even more beautiful, just by its decay. Isn't that an extraordinary thing? There's an amazing piece around the back I'll show you. And there was a lovely kestrel screaming away, calling to his partner by the look of things. But as you walk through, as you'll see, there's the dome. It's almost like a dragon's had a chunk out of it. It's absolutely extraordinary, and amazing that he's still standing like that. It shows the genius of the builders. But I put the drone up there, and you can fly into it. But extraordinary, you know, you see these things, and it's really dramatic as you walk through the building, come out the other side, and you think, wow, you know, what happened there? You know, you try and create these things in films, don't they, with you know, the artificial AI stuff, but it's for real here. It's extraordinary, beautiful thing to look at. Absolutely beautiful. The architecture is amazing, absolutely amazing. I'll tell you what makes things even more beautiful is having coffee, making your own filtered coffee at home. When there isn't a little coffee stall, you know, bring your own. Oh, lovely. I'll tell you what takes it into another level as well. It's having a Twix. Oh, so sad. It's so sad. What a beautiful way to spend some time, though, isn't it? And you could be so lucky in France that you could come to these places. You're the only person there, and you could just let yourself go into the moment, can't you? And not worry about people watching it. You know, that's not mean you do something really weird. Or probably it is. I don't know. But you can just sit and sort of soak in the life that's been here. You could just soak it all in. You colour everything. It seems quite muted, isn't it? But it's, you know, I've been trying to paint recently. I've been trying to learn, and I'm terrible painter. I'm absolutely terrible. But I'm going to have a sketch of this one and just see what happens. But yeah, it's my own. I'm very much in the Picasso school of painting when he was about 6 months old. But I've always wanted to paint. Photography was my thing, but painting is something I want to pursue as I get older. And I can't think of a finer place to try and do that than in France. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. You know, all the great painters came to France, didn't they, or lived in France. We went out to Montmartre and Montparnasse a couple of years ago, me and Karen. And the places that you see, and you understand why it was so attractive to painters. It was just wonderful, just wonderful. I'll never be a great painter, but I'll enjoy the process of just tiddling around with some pencils and paints that I'm getting from the cheap shop. My cousin would go mad because she's an art teacher. But yeah, maybe I'll have some art lessons over the next year or so. Right, so that is Abbey de Bouchard, and I hope you enjoyed that little look and that little tour around. And if you get to this part of France, into the Dordogne and that, get there at the right time. I think it's a great time of year to be here, sort of April and then in October. But it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful part of the world. You know, it's just pleasing to the eye, and it just rejuvenates you when you get here. It's absolutely marvellous, and do it on a motorbike. Amazing. Right, hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to get on with my Twix and my coffee, and then I'm going to do some sketching. But take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Look after yourselves.